Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's week going? Hopefully, everybody had a great holiday, Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully, you all ate well. Hopefully, you all rested well. What is going on? Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. So, a lot of noise going down right now in the off season. Of course, the winter meetings are next week. So that's when things are truly going to start heating up. But there's been just a lot of news and rumors surrounding the New York Yankees. The biggest signing as of recent has been Dylan Cease signing with the Toronto Blue Jays for, I believe the contract was $210 for 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. I got to check that again. Contract, there was some deferrals with that. But there has been, once again, some rumors concerning the New York Yankees. Do the Yankees make a move before the winter meetings, or do they make a move during the meetings? At this point, it seems like more than likely there's a good chance that any big move or any big moves that they make is probably going to go down during the winter meetings. But I know a lot of fans right now are panicking because the Blue Jays made a move, the Red Sox made a trade. The Orioles just signed Ryan Helsley yesterday, and the Yankees are sitting still. Fans are in a panic mode. The Yankees aren't doing anything just yet. And, I know Hal Steinbrenner's recent comments didn't really sit well with a lot of Yankees fans, but this is typical though, right? This is typical every year, right? You don't hear too much from the Yankees. You'll see an appearance from Brian Cashman. You'll see an appearance from Hal Steinbrenner. And, both guys, they make it known as far as, what their game plan is this offseason. They may mention a player or two that they're specifically talking to or targeting. And I know the biggest question is how much money are they looking to spend? How much money is Hal Steinbrenner going to let Cashman spend? That's the biggest question mark on people's minds, right? Because again, last week, Hal Steinbrenner made some comments once again that didn't sit well with Yankees fans. He was asked about the $300 million payroll. He said it would be ideal for the Yankees to be under $300 million, but he knows that's not always going to be the case. And this is where fans are, saying, "Oh, well, this guy's not going to spend any money. Hal's not going to spend any money. He wants to be under $300 million." Now, look, Hal Steinbrenner has said that he wants to be under $300 million. But if you look at the last few years, he has not been under $300 million. The payroll has been over $300 million. I mean, the Yankees payroll this past season was at $319. Okay. So is he trying to keep it at $319? Is he trying to go below $319? I mean, listen, if the Yankees are trying to compete, if the goal is World Series every single year, and it's a win now organization, they're going to be over that $300 million, right? I think it's inevitable. I think Hal knows that. I think Cashman knows that. I think being over $300 million is inevitable, and there's just no way around it, right? But if the Yankees are truly trying to compete, right? If they're trying to get back into the postseason, and if obviously the ultimate goal is to get to the World Series and win the World Series. I mean, it's been 16 years. I think inevitably you're going to have, the Yankees are going to have to spend money, but they're going to have to spend that money, for the right players, for right players, right position, right? And there's been a lot of buzz over the last month, again, involving Cody Bellinger, Kyle Tucker. Now, there's been a little bit of noise just yesterday about Sandy Alcantara from the Miami Marlins, and we heard on X, right, on other social media sites, that the Giants are not looking to really spend big money on a guy like Tatsuya Imai So does this make the Yankees? Does this mean that the Yankees have the best shot to sign a Tatsuya Imai? Or how much are they willing to spend on Imai? What's Imai's market looking like now? We saw Dylan Cease sign his contract with the Blue Jays. In my personal opinion, I think it was a bit of an overpay for a guy like Cease, and I'm not saying he's a bad pitcher, but you look at his record this past season. It wasn't really that great. His ERA was, I believe, around the high fours. I think he finished with like an 8-12 record. It was a bit of an overpay. So, what kind of money is Tatsuya Imai expecting from teams, right? And he's going to meet with teams. Yankees I'm sure are one of those teams that are gonna meet with him. I believe it's going down this week. And the question now is, when does Imai sign? Does he sign during the meetings, after the meetings? When does he make his decision? I believe he has to make his decision by January 2nd. That's the window for him to make a decision. If he doesn't, then guess what? He goes back to Japan. But before we go any further, let me say what's up to the chat. Looks like we got a few people in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. Let's get those likes up, folks. I would appreciate it. First person in the building, Cecilia. What's up, Cecilia? What's going on? Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. Katie, how are you? Good to see you. How are you, Katie? Tiffany's in the building. What is up? Nosebleed is in the building. What's up, Nosebleed? Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Hayden, what's up, Hayden? Good to see you. Who else we got in the building? I'm just going down here. Samuel, what's up, Samuel? First time seeing you. You're asking, am I the only one that heard of a trade for Yohan Moncada? I believe so. We got Jake in the building. What is going on? What's up? What's up? We got Beagle in the building. We got John K in the building. Stephen B is in the building. AD McMahon, good to see you, AD McMahon. How are you? What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, snap. Shout out to, I remember the profile picture. I know YouTube changed the names. Remind me who you were again, man, but thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I forgot your other username, but I know exactly who you are. You are the man, bro, for that $5 super chat. Thank you so much. And he says, Hal has two big issues, NYC taxes and casino analytics. He's fine with the black bottom line. It's not a crapshoot. It's risk versus reward. Forget number 28. It's a bold statement. I understand where you're coming from. Independent. Yes. That's who you were. Yes. What's going on, man? Good to see you. But shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Now, there was a bunch of rumors going around, right? That the San Francisco Giants were going to be strong suitors for Tatsuya Imai. Obviously, the Yankees, right? Brian Cashman has expressed interest in Tatsuya Imai, and they're gonna be in that market. And again, the news came out yesterday that the Giants are not really looking to spend big money on pitching. All right, and that bodes well with the Yankees. And I'm hoping the Yankees do sign Imai. All right, I want Imai for the Yankees. The Yankees are in need of pitching. All right, the starting pitching right now, it's an unknown situation. We do know that Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon are not going to be starting the season on time, as we know, right? They're gonna miss the first month, so they're probably gonna be coming back around. They're speculating May or June, and the rest of the rotation that you're looking at. I mean, Max Fried is the only sure thing. There's potential with Cam Schlittler. If Cam Schlittler is who he is, as far as what we've seen from him in 2025. I'm expecting good things from Cam Schlittler. Then what does the rest of the rotation look like, right? So, you got Max Fried, you got Cam Schlittler, Will Warren, Luis Hill, and then, who's Ryan Yarbrough, right? That's potentially your starting five to start the season. And if you ask me personally, I'm not totally comfortable with it, right? I'm not totally comfortable with it. This is why, I want the Yankees to go out and sign a guy like Tatsuya Imai. And the Yankees are no doubt, looking at pitching, I both Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner have expressed how important pitching is. And I think Imai is that guy that is a perfect fit for the Yankees. I mean, Imai did recently come out and say that he wants to play. It's known that he wants to play for a big market team. He wants to go out there and beat the Dodgers. He doesn't want to play on a team with another Japanese player on the same team. This is what's been said from him. This is what's been put out there on social media. And this is the perfect time for the Yankees to, get back into the Japanese market and start getting players from Japan again. Because honestly, as of right now, the Dodgers are owning that market, right? The Dodgers, as of right now, I hate to say it, are the kings of owning the Japanese market right now. So the Yankees have to. They got to get back in there, man. They've had success with Japanese players, right? Masahiro Tanaka, Hideki Matsui. They've had success with the New York Yankees, but the Yankees absolutely need to get back into the Japanese market. And a guy like Imai, I think he's a must. He is definitely a must, and I would love for him to be in the rotation. And before I go any further, let me say what's up to a few other folks in the chat. We got Daniel Berry, Jake Boss. What is going on? Who else we got? Norman Soto. Okay. Oh, and shout out to Independent Courier once again for the $2 super chat this time around. Shout out to you, my man. Thank you so much. He says the Los Angeles Dodgers is the new evil empire, and they run smarter. I mean, they're owning it, man. They're owning it. They are definitely the kings right now of baseball. Back-to-back World Series champs, acquiring every player that they possibly can get. I mean, they're not stopping. They're not stopping. That's for sure. And again, the Yankees gotta stay active. Davi, what's up, Davi? Good to see you. The Yankees has had success with Japanese players, but also failure with players. Yeah, I mean it's a gamble, right? It's a gamble, which leads me to Sandy Alcantara. Now, there's been an interest from the Yankees to get Sandy Alcantara. All right. I know both teams have talked during the trade deadline, but it didn't. It seemed like there wasn't a fit. I don't know if it was because of what the Marlins were asking for, or was it because who the Yankees were offering to the Marlins for Sandy Alcantara that the trade the talks fell through. But according to Jim Bowden, he came out yesterday. Was talking with MLB TV, and he is linking the Yankees trading for Sandy Alcantara. All right, and I know there are some fans that would love to have Sandy Alcantara on the Yankees. I looked at his contract. Now, before I get into his contract, to be fair, I mean, Alcantara has not really had great seasons. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, his last few years have not looked really good. And I got his records right here. Within the last couple of years, in 2022, I'm trying to let me see where was his win-loss. 2022, he wasn't too bad. 14-9 record, 2.28. Then 2023, he fell off a little bit. 7-12 ERA, 4.14. He did have Tommy John surgery in 2024, so he didn't pitch at all. And 2025, listen, he had an 11-12 record, but his second half of the season was pretty solid, right? Second half of the season was encouraging. And it's nice to see from a guy like Alcantara. I think he's got the potential. Do I want the Yankees to trade for him? Honestly, I would rather them go after Imai. All right, I would rather them go spend the money and sign Imai. I think Imai is a safer. It would be a safer risk, I would think. But getting back to Alcantara's second half, though, from 2025, he went 7-3, 7 wins, 3 losses, had an ERA of 3.33. Compared to his first half of the season, 4-9 record with a 7.22 ERA. Overall, he ended up with an ERA that was over 5. Now, personally, for me, that doesn't necessarily sit well with me. But again, his performance in the second half looked a lot better than it did in the first. And again, that's pretty encouraging. And looking at Alcantara's contract, now let's just say if the Yankees did trade for him, let's just say the rumors are true. Although I'm not believing it either, Hayden. I'm not saying that I'm believing it, but again, according to Jim Bowden, and I wouldn't say he's the most reliable personally. I mean, when it comes to reliable reporters, I look at, Jeff Passan, Jack Curry, guys like that, who are going to break the news, Ken Rosenthal, folks like them that, that have the scoop on what's really going on. As far as, Alcantara, let's just play around with this a little bit right now. If the Yankees were to trade for Alcantara, technically he is a 1-year rental, technically. And why do I say technically? Because 2027 is a club option. All right. So, if the Yankees were not happy with him for 2026, 2027 is a club option, and they don't have to exercise that club option. They can decline that club option. They can let him walk. Now, Alcantara is owed $17 million for 2026, and if his option is exercised for 2027, he's owed $21 million. Now, $17 million. Is it that bad? Is that bad? To me, it's really not that bad, right? Compared to what these other pitchers are going to get paid. I don't think $17 million is that bad for one season, right? But again, who do I want at the end of the day? I want Tatsuya Imai. That's who I want, right? That's who I want the Yankees to target. That's who I want the Yankees to get. Hayden's asking, do I agree with what Passan said about believing Imai will be signed during the winter meeting? I mean, that's his speculation. Maybe he's hearing things that we're not hearing. But Imai signing during the winter meetings, I could see it. I could absolutely see it. I think there's going to be a few guys that are going to sign during the winter meetings. Jake is saying Alcantara had a bad season because he was just coming off TJ surgery. Yep. If you look at the last few weeks of the season, he looked great. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, second half of the season, he looked solid, right? He looked solid. 7-7 again. Second half of the season, 7-3 record. ERA was at 3.33, which was a big 180 from his first half. So would an Alcantara trade be bad? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, it's still a need for the Yankees, but the biggest question is, what would the Yankees rather do? Would they rather spend the money on a guy like Imai, or would they rather go the trade route and trade with the Marlins? But what is that going to cost? Now, Jim Bowden tends to think that the Yankees would be willing to trade Spencer Jones. I don't know about that. I don't know that I agree with that. I don't know that I would include Spencer Jones in a trade for Alcantara. Now, if it was a guy like Yuri Perez or Edwin Diaz, one of the other starting pitchers, I might dangle Spencer Jones for one of those guys. But in all honesty, I wouldn't trade Spencer Jones to the Marlins for Alcantara. I would do it for Yuri Perez. I would absolutely do it for Yuri Perez or Edwin Diaz. I would do it for one of those guys, but I would not do it for Alcantara. I might dangle Dominguez, because Dominguez's name has been mentioned so much this offseason, and I know he's playing winter ball right now. I heard that he's not playing too well at winter ball, and I know there's a big possibility that they might move Dominguez. So if they move Dominguez, what does that mean for, there's still going to be an open outfield spot. Obviously the Yankees are, they want Bellinger to come back. I mean, they're talking with Bellinger, but I also think they're also keeping tabs on Kyle Tucker. So, I wouldn't say that the Yankees are completely are out on Kyle Tucker. I think they're keeping tabs on Kyle Tucker. I think they're, wanting to see what his contract is looking like. As far as Tucker goes, they're saying that, they would suspect that Tucker's contract is going to be in the 300s. You want to know what I think? I would not be surprised if Tucker's contract gets up to $400 million. I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially in this market. I wouldn't be surprised if the bidding went that high, right? So I wouldn't be surprised. Now Bellinger apparently, now this is according to John Heyman. Now take what you will with what John Heyman says. We all know it. We all know that he's a mouthpiece for Scott Boras, right? He went and said that the Yankees want Cody Bellinger badly, right? "Quote unquote badly." Like they want him badly. They badly want him to come back. They badly want him to come back. Now how bad? You know what I mean? Like if the Yankees badly wanted him, I think they would have came to a deal by now. That's what I think. I think they would have secured a deal by now. But no, I think the Yankees are playing the field right now. They're exploring. They're seeing what's out there. They know there's a need there in the outfield, right? Obviously, center field is going to be covered with Trent Grisham since he accepted a qualifying offer. Do the Yankees want Bellinger badly? I don't know about badly. Do they want him back? I think they want him back, but I also believe that they're exploring Kyle Tucker's market too. All right, so apparently the as far as the years go between what Bellinger's looking for and what the Yankees are looking for, they're far apart. So got to wonder how many years the Yankees are trying to offer Bellinger, and how many years Bellinger wants. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if, Bellinger and Boras are asking for 7 to 8 years from Cody Bellinger or for Cody Bellinger from the Yankees. And if the Yankees are looking to offer 5 or 6, I think the Yankees are being very careful, right? I think they kind of learned their lessons from, guys like, from offering a contract to DJ LeMahieu and Aaron Hicks. Those two contracts were, a bust, right? And Aaron Hicks was a big bust. Aaron Hicks was just an absolute bust. And he just completely didn't work out whatsoever with the Yankees. Now, DJ LeMahieu, he had a track record, right? We knew how good he was. And the reason why the Yankees went a little longer with DJ LeMahieu is to lower the AAV. They didn't want to offer him more money. I get it. But, unfortunately, just the last few years of that contract just did not age well. Are they having that type of fear with Cody Bellinger? Right. I think Bellinger. Listen, I think Bellinger's a good player. He's got that versatility. We know what he brings to the table. He played in New York. He can handle it. His defensive game in the outfield is good. He's got a good bat. He complements Judge well. On the other side, with Kyle Tucker, we know what his bat looks like. We know what that bat would look like, and with especially with Aaron Judge in the lineup, with Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup, that would be an excellent a bat to have. But the question is, are the Yankees wanting to commit to him long term, and are they wanting to commit more money to a guy like Tucker? Which I'm not saying that I don't want to sit here and say that they're cheap, but I could see a scenario where they're probably going to go the Cody Bellinger route. They can offer the money to Tucker. They got the money. I'm not looking at Hal's comments from last week. Hal's comments, as far as Hal's comments go, he made the comments that he made, but the Yankees are still going out there. They're still spending money. And keep in mind, Hal Steinbrenner is not the richest owner in baseball. He's not the richest owner in New York. Just to throw it out there. So there was a list that I shared with a couple of the content creators that I'm in a group with, and I believe Hal Steinbrenner was number 23 amongst MLB the richest Major League Baseball owners, but yet, the Yankees are one of the top teams that spend the most money. So Steve Cohen's ahead of him. So is the owner of the Dodgers. So just food for thought. But let me get to some of the other comments here. I know a few other people walked in. Jockey Boy, what is up? He says, can't wait to be able to say Jays versus New York tonight. NFE, hope you're doing good. I'm doing good, man. Hopefully you're doing good. Tell me what you think about the Dylan Cease signing there. What's your opinion on that? AD McMahon, $400 million for Tucker. I think it's too much, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Brian says, I would hang on to Jones unless traded for Skubal. Judge and Stanton are not getting any younger. No way I would pay $400 million. I wouldn't either. I'm not saying I would. I certainly would not. And yeah, I would hang on to Jones too. A trade for Skubal, tempting. But would you be down for Skubal for 1 year? Because he's going to be a free agent. But it's tempting. It's absolutely tempting. I only believe Heyman only with Boris clients. Yeah, they could be. Sometimes I feel like they could be exaggerating here. I mean, with some of the comments that he makes. There's a gap in years, according to Heyman, that I don't necessarily think they want him back. Well, this is what I'm saying. That's what I was saying, right? I don't blame the Yankees for Yanks for being cautious. From Roto World, is this the report? Yes, I did read about and according to Matt Blake said that he's looking to develop a changeup, according to Matt Blake. But either pitch, I wouldn't complain about. Super excited for 2026. Yeah, you and me both. 330, 10 years, Kyle Tucker. What do I think? I wouldn't mind that. I honestly, $330 million for 10 years, right? That puts him at $33 million a season. I think that's pretty reasonable for him. But I also envision 35 to 38 million for Kyle Tucker. Honestly, I don't think he's deserving the same amount of money as Aaron Judge for AAB. Happy with the trade. Hopefully our defense can help his ERA. They've been talking about, no doubt. Defense does. Did they find a new first base coach? They did. The Yankees did find a new first base coach. It was a guy that he works for the organization. I don't have the name off the top of my head. I do apologize, but yes, they did find a first base coach. And I'm not really sure what's going on, since we're talking about coaches. I'm not sure what's going on with James Rowson. Now, James Rowson he did interview with the Twins for one of their positions, but then they hired someone for someone else. But then he was interviewing for another position with the Twins, but I haven't heard anything about James Rowson. So as of right now, James Rowson is still the hitting coach. Oh, Bo Bichette? Yeah, that's a very good question. 7 years, 210 for Imai. So what is that? 30 million? I wouldn't do 30 million, man. Honestly, I don't know about 30 million for Imai. I honestly, I think Imai, just looking at his numbers, I would be okay with I would honestly be okay giving him 23 to 25 million. I don't know if he has that same effect as like an ace level pitcher. I don't know if he's that type of pitcher. I don't know if he's that level of pitcher of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I don't know about 30. I don't know about 30 million. Maybe that's what it takes. I don't know, but I would honestly, I'd be comfortable giving him 23 to 25, but it could be my prediction. It could be 25 to 27 as far as his AAV goes. That's what I'm predicting, but we'll see how it all plays out. Yeah, what Bo's going to do? I'm curious to see what Bo Bichette's going to do. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Jockey Boy? You think you think the Blue Jays sign him back, or you think they're in the market for Tucker? What do you got, man? I think they should be prioritizing Tucker. I really do believe that Bellinger is going to get 7 years, and I don't think Tucker is going to be that far off from that. Yeah, I don't know that the Yankees would be comfortable going 7 years. Honestly, I don't know that they go 7 years. Now, I'll say this as far as Cody Bellinger goes. Now, if it's obviously it's Scott Boras, it's going to be hardball, and Scott Boras is, he's always willing to wait it out for his clients, and his players are willing to wait it out until they get the best deal. Although, Boris's hands is going to be full this season. So, there was a report that said that teams would, if they have to, they'd rather trade than deal with Boras and sign. As far as signing players, they'd rather go trade with other teams instead of signing or than dealing with Boras. They'd rather go trade with other teams, which, if it's one of these things where it's going to drag on, I think the Yankees should go a different direction. I'm not comfortable, honestly, giving Bellinger 7 years. 6 is the most I would go, but I think 5 is more than reasonable. But I don't think 5 years is going to get it done. I think 6 would get it done, but I wouldn't go 7. Honestly, I wouldn't go 7 for Bellinger. I like Cody Bellinger, but not for 7 years. And the guy is 30 years old. That's a huge risk at 7 years. So Don Mattingly, I don't know about that. Samuel Shannon says probably resigns. Bo will help any team he goes to win 100%. I want that bat in Toronto. Yeah, Bo's got a great bat. His biggest criticism is his defense. And it's interesting to me, too, because I know a lot of Yankees fans out there want Bo Bichette. But, there's been complaints about his defense, about his defensive game. And I find that interesting because Yankees fans last year were talking about the lack of fundamentals and the lack of defense from this team. And last year, the Yankees made it a priority to go sign players that play good defense. I mean, they traded for Bellinger to sign Paul Goldschmidt. These guys have they defensively well-rounded. think it's going to be Tucker and Imai or Bellinger and Imai. It's going to be one of those two. That's what I would guess. With the Jays signing Cease, they may go for Bichette. Who's they? The Blue Jays or the Yankees? Too much for Belly. We could get burned at 7. Yeah, I don't want 7 years. I do not want 7 years. Absolutely not. Not for Cody, man. Most I would go with 6, but if it was up to me, I'd offer him 5. And I think 5 is reasonable. Puts on a New York jersey. What would you think? Great. Welcome to New York, man. Go out there and help the team win. Go out there and help the team win. Do what you got to do. Help this team improve. The winner has proven to me that a work stoppage is well on its way. A lot of ask for mid-tier. Yeah, I mean, after the 2026 season, right? I know I've talked about it here a few times. There's going to be those CBA meetings after December 1st. The CBA expires, so there's going to be talk of a salary cap, which the players' union is not going to agree to that at all. I pass on Bo. His defense is worse than Volpe. I mean, but as bad as better. Yeah, and Volpe has exactly. My worry is that they don't get either, and they're forced to play Dominguez or Jones. I don't like the idea of any of those guys starting. Well, I'll tell you what. There was a lot of fans who certainly complained about Dominguez not getting enough starts, but you know what? It's like the guys that were out there playing the majority of the time were performing. Right now, granted, I know they didn't perform in the playoffs, but during the regular season, those guys were doing their job. So, I mean, yeah, I would trade for a shortstop too. I'm not really on the. Look, I'm not gonna bash Anthony Volpe, but I'm done with Volpe. Unless he could show me otherwise, as of right now, I'm done with Volpe, man. I'm done with Volpe. But listen. I think the Yankees once again, they got a lot of work to do. Okay, they got a lot of work to do. I want to point this out too. Whether they sign Kyle Tucker back, whether they sign Cody Bellinger back, either one, I'd welcome. All right, I would welcome it, but it's one player. It's one player, and there's other holes to fill too. And those guys do solve a problem for the Yankees. They do provide. They do provide a benefit for the Yankees. They're both great. They're both good players, right? No argument there. But it also doesn't solve the pitching issues that the Yankees have to address as well. And the pitching absolutely needs to be addressed. All right. And the bullpen right now is still incomplete, right? They non-tendered a few of the guys, right? Mark Leiter Jr., Jake Cousins, Ian Hamilton, John, obviously not Loaisiga, but, Loaisiga is not going to be on the team. They didn't exercise his option, but, the Yankees still have to address pitching, all right? Because the last thing you want is for the Yankees to start the season and completely get obliterated because of lack of pitching, and they need to resolve that pitching. And I think signing a guy like Imai, I think that's the first step, and I think that would be a step in the right direction. And it would make it a lot easier for the Yankees to trade either Luis Hill or Will Warren to get something of value back, trade one of those guys. That way, your rotation is not an unknown. It'll be a little bit more solidified, I think, if the Yankees were to sign a guy like Imai, because as mentioned earlier, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not comfortable starting out the season with Max Fried, Cam Schlittler, Luis Hill, Will Warren, and then Ryan Yarbrough. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable with that starting 5. So I think, to me, I think Imai is a must. I think getting a guy like Imai is a must. And then if you get Imai, it does solidify the rotation a little bit more. And then, hopefully Garrett Cole can come back into form. That's my biggest worry with Garrett Cole is, are we going to get the Garrett Cole that we all know? Right. I think Garrett Cole, I'm confident that Cole is going to come back solid. I think Rodon's going to be fine. Rodon, pitched his, he had his best season with the New York Yankees in his 3rd year. I think he's going to come back. He's going to have a similar performance this season. And I think Cole is going to have a fine season as well. I really do. Revamping the bullpen, yeah. I mean, that was my biggest concern going into the offseason was the bullpen, because the bullpen was a mixed bag this season. There was definitely issues with the bullpen, so definitely they got to do something about the bullpen. Trading for relievers, I certainly see that as well. I got one name in mind. I think they will, Hayden. I think they'll make a few moves during the offseason. And shout out to Bill O. What's up, my man? What's going on? And we got Carlos in the building. I recognize you, man. What's up, Carlos? Yankee Kyle, what is going on, dude? How are you? What's up? Jake says, I don't know, guys, not trying to be that fan, but I just don't see Cashman going all out doing to help Judge win. Well, listen, Cashman wants to spend the money, but it's up to Hal Steinbrenner as far as how much money he's going to allow Cashman to spend. This is the part that a lot of folks don't get. It's up to Hal. It is ultimately up to Hal Steinbrenner. Is Hal Steinbrenner willing to go to 330 for a payroll? Is he willing to do that? It's up to Hal Steinbrenner. All right. Cole Fried Imai is a great 3. Yeah. Agreed. Cole Rodon are going to be just fine. Yeah, I think so too, Bill. But it's one of those things where it's in the back of my mind, man. You know what I mean? It's like when a player comes off Tommy John, it's like you wonder how are they gonna do? You know what I mean? It's tough. Yeah, I've been mentioning the bullpen. That was one of the things I said, man. Was the Yankees absolutely need to work on the bullpen. That needs to be a big priority. Jonathan, what is going on, dude? Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. Off season, I don't go live as often. I'll go live when if there's like news or reports or anything like that come out, and I'll talk about it, right? But I won't go live just to go live. You know what I mean? Just the title. So the question is, we discussed Imai a little bit, right? There was reports that said that the San Francisco Giants are probably not going to pursue Imai because they're not looking to spend that kind of money on pitching. So do the Yankees have the best shot to get Imai? He fits the Yankees profile quite well, especially with some of the comments that he made. And John Heyman, right, said that the Yankees want Cody Bellinger badly, but how bad, right? And because there's a gap in between with negotiations in terms of years, and the Alcantara trade that Jim Bowden talked about, bud. Think we have the same outfit? Yeah, we might. I don't know. This is my hoodie right here. But maybe you're wearing all black. I like wearing all black, man. I love black. So Jonathan says Yankees should get Imai. That's what I've been saying. I think that's what the majority of the chat was saying too, that the Yankees should get Imai. Carlos thinks the Yankees will have the same outfield. Yeah, it's quite possible, man. Wouldn't doubt it. Agreed. He's not the most trustworthy. He's definitely not the most trustworthy. Heyman did say Yankees were favorites on the channel for Bellinger. There, Hayden. And y'all better listen to Cecilia. She says you've got 50 people in the chat, but only 25 likes. So come on, the other 25 that are watching, hit those likes. Let's try to get to 50 likes. And if you're watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Let's continue growing this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, years is the problem with Belly. It's not so much the AAV. Now, as far as AAV goes, I'm not really willing to offer Bellinger $30 million. I think, in all honesty, I think he is more deserving of, anywhere between, like $27.5 to $28 million. That's what I think. I don't think he's deserving of $30 million, but I'm not willing to go to 7 years. I don't know if that's the number of years that Boris is looking for. If it is, I don't want to go 7 years. 6 is fine. 6 would be fine. I'd rather offer him 5, but if it's going to be 6, I'd go 6. But I think the Yankees are being very cautious here, again, because of bad contracts, and we know the Yankees have had some in the past, unfortunately. Pixelmon, what's up? He says if Tucker can get for 10 years, 300 as I'm seeing, what are they waiting for? It's going to be more than 300, I think, man. I think that that bidding war is going to be insane. It's going to be more than 300. Of course, Bill says 50 likes, I'll do a shot. Let's go. He actually said that Belly and Imai are both favorites for the Yankees still, though, even though there's a gap in the years. And that's gonna be the biggest thing is the years. 4 years, 108 for Bellinger, max. That's not gonna do it, dude. Now, 108 million for Bellinger? No way. Tucker's getting more than he's definitely gonna get more than 300. 100% he's going to get more than 300. I heard Phillies are in Bellinger. The Phillies, the Mets. I mean, don't be surprised about the Mets. The Dodgers, their names have been mentioned as well. 27-4 with a mutual option for the 4th year. So you're giving Bellinger a 4-year deal, the 4th year being a mutual. I think it's going to take more than 4 for Bellinger, man. If that's who you're talking about. I don't like how Cashman said that Tucker's a backup plan, and we don't know if that's true though. That John Heyman said that. It wasn't even Cashman. I mean, John Heyman said that Cashman said that Tucker's a fallback option, but that didn't. I don't know that I believe that. A more expensive player being a backup option. I don't know about that. That really didn't make sense to me. That was John Heyman that reported it, claiming that Cashman said that. I don't know, or the Yankees said that, but I don't know if the Yankees did say that. That's Heyman's words. And again, Bellinger's a Boris client, and Heyman's going to push Boris clients, and he's going to push Boris's agenda every single time. There you go. I think Cashman Grish might accept a QO. I took the risk. That's 27 AAV for 4 years. How has Bellinger earned more than that? He's very inconsistent. Well, he had a good year with the Yankees. He had a good 2025. I was confident that he was gonna play well with the Yankees this season. Can he repeat that again? That's the question. But again, I think it's going to take more than 4 years, though, man. He's not going to accept 4. If he accepts 4, fine. I'll come on here and be like, you know what, guys, I was wrong. But it's going to take more than 4 years. 5th as an option, I could see 5 years and 6th year as an option, or 6 years and make the 7th year a mutual option. Four to 5 teams being on Tucker. I think Yankees, the Mets, probably. The Blue Jays. I'm seeing the Blue Jays Who knows? Those three teams, no doubt. Yes, 4 years, not gonna, but 5+, that's insanity. Like I said, it's not going to take Bellinger's not going to settle for 4 years. He won't. He won't. Bellinger doesn't get them to the World Series, so I don't think they should bother more than 27 AAV. I think 27 to 28 is what I would offer him. I'm not going over 28. That's for sure. Yeah, 6 years would have opt out. If you go 6 years, then I bring down the AAV, 150 for 6. 150 for 6 would put him at 30, right? Yeah. 150 for 6. Oh no, hold on. My math is off. Haha. Here I am trying to think at the same time. 25. So that'd be 25. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, he's going to get at least 5. 7 years, 180 for Imai. So that would put him at, let's see, 25. You know what? I'll take a gamble on that. He's 20. What is he, like 27, 28 years old? I would be fine with that. Give him 6, give him an opt-out after 4 years. So at the 5th year, there's a market out there for him. I mean, there's definitely a market out there for him. If there really wasn't that big of a market, I think the Yankees would have signed him by now. Eddie Snaps, my man, what's up, dude? He says, usually when a gap is in years is reported, a deal is close. We have seen this movie way too many times. You got a point, man. You got a point. But sometimes these things kind of do drag out at times as well. I mean, we've also seen that with players. Referee, my man, what's going on? He says, just popping in to say what's up to my guy NFE. What's up to you, my friend? What's going on, dude? Great to see you, referee. You're the man, bro. How's life treating you? How are you, referee? What's going on? Shout out to my man, referee. Let's see how many likes we got in the chat. We got 30 likes, and we got 55 people, 57 people in the chat on YouTube. Where are my 27 other likes? Come on, folks, give your boy some love. About to get some crazy snow in New York, New Jersey, New York. Oh, okay. Well, be safe out there, man. Be safe. Yeah, if you're out there on the East Coast and you're about to get that snow, just be safe out there. The hype button, isn't that hype button after the show though? And if there is, please hit that hype button if you see it on any of the other streams. 27, but remember, most Japanese pitchers are going to be hurt within the first few years. Yeah, unfortunately. So, it kind of makes me wonder what, we've seen that with some of the Japanese pitchers this season, right? So that's true. So it's a risk. So that's why, this is why I was saying, like, if it's going to be a risk for the Yankees, would you rather them just go after, try to trade for Alcantara, who again technically would be a 1-year rental, because 2027 is a club option, and the Yankees don't have to necessarily exercise that option, assuming, right, if the Yankees were to trade for him. If Tucker gets 400 plus, Belly will at least want 5 or 600 or 5 or 6 years. What are we getting at? I appreciate you always hyping on the videos. It does help. It really does help. Hey, shout out to my boy Dev Finch. What up, Dev? What's going on, buddy? How are you, man? Salute to you. Yeah, signing any player, getting rid of players, and trading. It is, and that was going to be the next thing I was going to mention. It's just anytime you trade for a player, anytime you sign a player, I mean, there's expectations, right? You're betting on something. You're expecting this player to perform to their contract. You traded for this player for a reason. So, yeah, I mean, it's all a risk. It's all a risk, but that's the business. That's the sports business for you. Low risk, high reward. I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. Cecilia says NFE rumor has it that my Dodgers are in on Brandon Donovan. I've wanted him for the Yankees for 2 years now. I mean, there's quite a few of us Yankees fans that have been talking about Brendan Donovan. I would love for the Yankees to go after Donovan. I don't know. I don't know if the Yankees have expressed interest for Donovan. I'm not surprised that the Dodgers are in on him. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Dodgers are in on everybody. I want Brandon Donovan too, man. I appreciate you, man. I would love for the Yankees to get Donovan. Donovan would be that perfect bat in that lineup. They need a bat like Donovan. I mean, the Yankees are there. It's a home run fest for these guys, right? And it's a home run fest. It's a lot of slugging for these guys. I'd rather them go after Donovan, man. They need a bat like Donovan who hits for contact, a solid player, and he comes with a couple of years of control. He'd be perfect for the Yankees, honestly. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'd be okay with Bellinger or Tucker, right? Got to get one of those guys. But I think the Yankees, honestly, if we're being realistic, I see them signing Bellinger at the end of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if they did not sign Tucker. I don't know what team Tucker would sign for, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Yankees decide, brought back Bellinger, and I want them to go after Imai. I don't want them trading for Sandy Alcantara personally. I'd rather them go after Imai. Yeah, and that's just it. We do need more right-handed hitters. That's a valid point. But that's where Oswaldo Cabrera is going to be back. Do the Yankees re-sign Ahmed Rosario? I would like for Ahmed Rosario to be signed back with the Yankees. I would love that. Do you think Jason Dominguez will be traded? Probably. I mean, we've been talking. There's been a lot of talk about that, and that was always a question. Signing Bellinger might be their only move offensively. I think there are two moves that are going to be Imai and Bellinger. Is that enough to get them back to the World Series? I don't think so. No, I don't think it's going to be enough. They still have work to do with the bullpen. Imai and Bellinger is not going to be enough. They got to get another bat besides Bellinger, right? I know Grisham is back, Bellinger's back, but they gotta add another bat, no doubt, and maybe not so much in a trade, or in a signing. Although Okamoto, that's another name, right, that the Yankees could potentially look into. I would love for the Yankees to get Okamoto. Murakami or Okamoto and sign Imai. Yeah, I don't think Murakami. I don't think Murakami to the Yankees is going to be a thing. Okamoto, I see more Okamoto and Imai Murakami, I mean, Yankees have first base filled. I mean, as of right now, it looks like that's Ben Rice's position. Yeah, that's could be the game plan. He's probably could be the fourth outfielder. Maybe a platoon situation here, Jake. I mean, sure, you could say the Yankees could try and trade McMahon, but $16 million. That's gonna be a hard sell, really. Dominguez might be sent to Detroit on a deal for Skubal. Well, you gotta include some other guys with Dominguez though. The Yankees could get both Tucker and Bellinger for being for real, but both could provide 60 homers combined. They could get both. But then if you're getting both, then that means, goodbye Dominguez, goodbye Spencer Jones. You know what I mean? Like then that would still, in a way, it would still create. There would still be a bit of a logjam in the outfield, though. Because Tucker, Bellinger, because you already have Judge, you already have you got Judge, Grisham. So who plays left field? I mean, Bellinger plays left field. Tucker plays what, right field? I'm just curious, like how that works out. How is that going to work out? Do you put Bellinger at first base then and move Ben Rice to catcher, and then have Tucker out there in the outfield? I mean, they could get both, but realistically speaking, the Yankees aren't going to do that. They're not going to get both. Let's be honest here. Billow says we would have to eat McMahon's salary if they trade him. Yeah, and they would have to. Tucker would play left and Judge and right. Then you have Grisham in center field. Then Bellinger plays first base. Then you put Bellinger at first. You move Ben Rice to catcher. Okay, so as I said that, Eddie Snaps said the same thing. So move Rice to catcher and Cody to first base. What's up, Susan? Brooklyn's in the house. What's going on? I would only do that if we have an extension for Skubal. Well, he's a Boris client, and Boris clients don't do. Boris clients certainly do not do extensions. He's going to go test the market. Again, he's a Boris client. Trade Dominguez and Wells for bullpen help. Sign me up, Billo. Nah, you're good, Susan. Yeah, I've been online for looks like a little over an hour, so I'll probably wrap it up here pretty soon. But yeah, I wanted to go live because I felt there was a few things that was worth talking about. But I can't wait for the winter meetings. The winter meetings is in a week. And I'm looking forward to the winter meetings, and I'm hoping there's some big breaking news involving the Yankees, and I'm able to go live and we can share that excitement together. Cecilia says all I want for Christmas is for the Yankees to get Donovan and Imai. Let's go Yankees. I wanted Dodgers versus Yankees World Series 2026. Yeah, we'll see. As of right now, it's not looking that way. Yeah, I think Wells is going to be their catcher as of right now. No, he's not. He's certainly not. Yeah, we all are. I mean, we're all hoping for some good news for the winter meetings there, Susan. Yeah, Yankees always pull off, one big move, right? I mean, last year the big move was, signing Max Fried, and they didn't waste any time. Nah, you're good, Susan. You don't need to apologize. Like I said, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here pretty soon, but I wanted to go live for a little while and talk to all of you. I know I don't go live every day, so whenever there's an opportunity to go live and chat with all of you, it's always a good time. I love the support that you all give to the channel. So, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But yeah, we got 37 likes. Should have way more likes. Nah, you're good, Susan. Don't worry about it. Anthony Volpe, as of right now, yeah, he's still going to be on the team, but he's got players in the minors that are knocking on the door that want his job. So, Billo says, I'm feeling a 2009 winter meetings this year. Boy, I would love that, man. I would love that. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. But anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap it up, though. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I think this is a good stopping point here. But, yeah, let me know what you all think. If you all want to, still drop comments after the live stream, please do. Appreciate you all popping in. Appreciate you all hanging out for this live stream. Make sure you all hit the like button if you haven't yet. Yeah, hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. If you're watching this on the rerun, hit that like button. If you're watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Let's continue growing this channel. 3,000 is the next goal, right? We'll get there when we can, but that's going to be the next goal. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Share this channel out with everybody else folks. I would appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Shout out to all of you, and everybody have a great night. And I will see you all next time. Be warm, stay warm, be safe. All right. And as always, let's go Yankees.